the NFL scores and everything. I want to talk about. I mean, that Thursday night game was crazy, but that was already like weeks. Wait, about to be a week ago already now. But that Thursday night game was crazy, and I just want to say, bruh, what up? I just want to see. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see those messages? Could you see yourself, Bay? If you can, actually, that'd be cool, Bay. Bay, did you see yourself? You came out on my monitor. Did you see yourself or no? Nope. Okay. Oh, so it doesn't come out. Anyways, scores. The Rams Seahawks. That was a crazy game. Speaking of my girl, I was with my girl at a light show in Sac. Shout out to her. So I wasn't really watching it. Sucks. I know. I was trying to. Literally, when we finished, I was like, she was in the bathroom, and I was just watching it on my phone, hoping the last 2 minutes of the game. But and then I watched overtime. I watched Puka Nacua. What my biggest takeaway was that Puka Nacua is the best wide receiver in the NFL, bro. His route running is not polished, but it's still great. He's so aggressive, so twitchy, so physical, bro. He loves contact. And to me, he's just the best wide receiver in the NFL. Yes, he had some comments. We're not gonna talk about those because I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about strictly football. And I think to me, he had 12 catches, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns that game. To me, he's the best wide receiver in the NFL, and then probably JSN is second. But to me, Puka Nacua, best receiver in the NFL. Eagles Commanders game was okay. I didn't even watch that. I just know Jake Elliott missed like 1,000 kicks that game. And then I was talking about the Packers and Bears, bro. Literally, Jordan Love got concussed. What's his name came in there? Malik Willis came in there, and I think he did a pretty good job. Serviceable job. I thought he was good enough to win the game, but the Packers defense let him down. And then the Bears, like I said, bro, I don't really believe in them. They were stagnant the first 3 quarters, and all of a sudden that fumble. No, the onside kick was onside kick. That Romeo Dobbs missed. All of a sudden, Bears are good again, and they start scoring points. I just don't believe in them, but hey, they won, so it was cool. Bills, Browns, I think James Cook had like 2 touchdowns. Great. This was so funny to watch. The Quinn Johnson, one-handed touchdown grab, that was fire. And then the throw that Justin Herbert had to Ladd McConkey. Chef's kiss, bro. That's why I love Justin Herbert as a talent, but he's got to do something in the playoffs, bro. I love him as a talent, but do something in the playoffs. And maybe this is the year that the Chargers actually win a playoff game or 2, but we'll see. And the Cowboys just being out is just hilarious. And then Chiefs, Titans. Titans finally get a 3rd win. Chiefs down to their 3rd string quarterback as Minshew tore his ACL, I believe. Sucks. Bengals, Dolphins. Chase Brown had like 3 touchdowns that game. Jets, Saints. I just saw the Chris Olave touchdown. Vikings, Giants. Nobody cares. I care about this, though. Panthers beating the Bucks. Was it 23-20? Are the Panthers gonna win the NFC South? I hope they do, because I don't really like Buccaneers. They beat us, but I'm gonna vote for the Panthers. They got them the last game of the season, I believe. Let's actually check that. I think the Panthers have I believe they have the Bucks last game of the season. Where are you, Panthers? Here you are. Schedule. Yup. Week 18 have Seattle. Damn, sucks. I hope y'all beat Seattle for real. I hope you beat Seattle. But then they got Tampa. So, well, if they win out, or actually, what are their standings? 7-8, 8-7. So if they win out, they'd be 10-7, and if they win out, they'd be 9-8. So look, if they win out, they're gonna win the division either other way. But then if they lose next game, and they win next game, then week 18 is gonna be who decides for the division, and that is crazy. Bryce Young had 2 touchdowns. Panthers just came from death. Last year, they were straight garbage, but Bryce Young was benched, and he came back, and he got better. And, I like, what's his name? The receiver, McMillan. I don't know how to pronounce his first name. It's like Tora McMillan. He's good. I like Xavier Legette. I love Rico Dowell coming from the Cowboys. Chuba Hubbard. Why did it say Trevor Etienne? His brother. But anyways, J.C. Horn on the corner. Panthers, I like them. And I hope they win the division for real. But that is insane. Let's see how they go. I hope actually, like, if, it'd be cool if the Panthers, if they don't win out, if they lose next game versus the Seahawks, which is probably going to happen. I ain't going to lie. I hope y'all beat them. I swear, I hope y'all beat the Seahawks, but they're probably going to lose to them. And then Bucks, I don't know who do they have next? Schedule. The Dolphins. That's a winnable game. So if they win, which is probably most likely, and then the Seahawks beat the Panthers, which again, almost very likely, it's going to be, the Week 18 is going to be for the division, and that's going to be exciting to watch. Like, who's going to win that? Who's going to go to the playoffs? And I hope the Panthers actually do it, because the Bucks have been winning the NFC South like the past 3 years. They've won the division, and they've been one and done. Last year, I remember they lost to the Commanders 23-20. I called that game. I said the Commanders are going to win 23-20, and they did. Search it up, bro. Search it up. Search it on my Spotify history. It was there. Anyways, it's going to be exciting. I want to see that. And I actually hope Panthers win out. It's a win-win for both. It's a win-win for me, because if they don't, Week 18, we're going to see who's going to win the division. And if they win out, Seahawks lose, and we're closer. We're closer to getting number 1 seed and winning the division. So I hope so. The Panthers win out. And then this was another game. Actually, let me get that to last, because we'll get the other ones. Falcons, Cardinals. No one really cares. They're both. It doesn't really matter. No offense, guys, but yeah, we'll just say Bijan Robinson's great running back, top 5 running back. Steelers, Lions. This one was crazy. A bunch of things. The Kenneth Gainwell catch was insane. I don't even know how he caught that. Crazy. But what was I gonna say? That kicked a lot of guys out of the playoffs. Forgot who, but it clinched. This Lions loss clinched the Niners in the playoffs, so that was cool. And we're gonna talk about another thing that led to DK Metcalf's suspension, which we're probably gonna talk about later. The Raiders, Texans. I remember who had a pick 6 this game. Derek Stingley had a pick 6 this game, and the Raiders are just garbage. So that is surprising that they lost. Texans should do better, but this just kind of confirms my suspicions of the Texans' offense. Their defense is good. They were kind of gagging that game versus the Raiders, but their defense still top 2 defense. But the offense that don't convince me. And then the Patriots, Ravens, which also great game. I think solidified Drake May as top MVP runner. Him and Matthew Stafford in contention over there. And Zay Flowers fumbling that ball. I don't know what's going on. And I think this just solidifies the Ravens as they're in a real building mode. They might take off John Harbaugh because because I don't know, bro. The Ravens, and then Lamar got injured, so Ravens, they're getting farther away from where they want to be. Let's leave it at that. They're getting farther away from where they want to be. But Jaguars, Broncos. This is like the 6th straight game that the Jaguars win, I think. Let's actually check their schedule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so this is their 6th game that they've won. 6th straight game. And I ain't gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I was not paying attention to them. Not paying attention to them at all. I was like, that's cool. Jaguars, like, that's cool. They're winning, whatever. I don't see them doing anything. But this game, and we're looking at their schedule again. Who do they play? Okay, see, like versus Chargers, that's actually good. Like, okay, that's good, it's decent. Cardinals, Titans, Colts, injured Colts, Jets. I was like, whatever. But this win versus the Broncos earned my respect, especially offensively. Most people are saying like, respect to the Jaguars defense. They took down their offense, which is good. I'm not hating on them. That's great, but like literally, that doesn't go with my stance. I have to be consistent with my stance. What have I been saying about Bo Nix and the offense? I don't trust him. I don't like him. No, personally, Bo Nix. It's not I don't personally like him, but I just don't think I think he's overrated, to be honest. I just don't see special in Bo Nix. So I was like, whatever. But they did a great job in and shutting him down, even though he had like 352 yards. But he did throw for 47 times. But anyways, not the point. The point is that for me, Trevor Lawrence in the offense is what impressed me. Because the Broncos defense, we know. Where are the stats, bro? No, go back to the stats. Anyway, I'll search up the stats because we know the Broncos defense. Damn, they're top 4 now, but top 5 defense, number 1 in sacks. Trevor Lawrence, what do you do? Trevor Lawrence threw 23 out of 36, 279 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions on that defense. Scored how many touchdowns? 3. 3 touchdowns on that defense. Put up 34 points. That's impressive. That actually gave me like, okay, so the Jaguars might be for real. They're probably going to win their division, and they're going to be, let's look at the playoff picture, third, and they could go up against the Chargers. They beat them before, didn't they? Then we were just looking at that. They just beat them. Yeah, they just beat them. So, I mean, they could do some. They can do some. That they might be. If this sticks out the way it is right now, they could be the Chargers, go in the division. Who would they face in the division? I forgot. Because then let's just say 1 is a bye, and let's just say plans out how it's supposed to, right? Say 4 beats 5. Actually, I would think that doesn't matter then. Then I think they would face the Bills. Because then if they were to beat them, the Patriots move on, and if they beat them, and then they get the lowest seed. So then, or no, they would get the Patriots. They would get the Patriots because then the Broncos would get the lowest seed remaining. So either one of them, these guys, would play, and they would get the Patriots. Maybe they could beat them. Who knows? They're still a young team, Patriots. So, but Jaguars, I don't know. That's what that win just impressed me straight up offensively. Travis Etienne, and the receiver Parker Washington. He came out of nowhere. I don't even know where that guy's from. Let me actually. Where are you from, brother? Where are you from? He had 6 receptions, 145 yards, 1 touchdown on 10 targets. Parker Washington. He's from the 6th round. Penn State. Well, anyways, I was like, whoa, this guy came out of nowhere today. So, Jaguars, look out. Damn, I've had already 52 minutes on stream, Brad. I haven't even gone to what I want to get to. But, anyways, yeah, that's scary. We'll see about the Jaguars, dude. That's what I really want to talk about. But now, let's get into DK. As you'll see in the title, DK got suspended for 2 weeks. And let me actually go bring that up because on Instagram. I'm trying to find that for y'all. Here we go. I'm trying to find the video. Actually, let me give the explanation first, and then I'll put the video. By Adam Schefter. You know Adam be in the inside. Adam. There you is, brother. There you is. Oh. Breaking news. Okay. See, y'all can see. NFL suspended Steelers wide receiver DK Metcalf 2 games for the swipe he took at a fan during Sunday's game in Detroit. Metcalf can still appeal, but he is now slated to miss the Steelers' upcoming potential games versus at the Browns and the Ravens. Metcalf's actions violate league policy, which specifies that players may not enter the stands or otherwise confront the fans at any time on game day. And if a player makes unnecessary physical contact with a fan in any way that constitutes unsportsmanlike conduct or presents crowd control issues and or risk of injury, he will be held accountable. Would cost him $277,000 per game, which is a total of almost $600,000 per game. Okay, little context to that. He hit a fan. Let's try to look for that video. I think probably Menace has it. Menace Gridiron. That's crazy. He doesn't have that. Out of all the things, he's the one he doesn't have. Bruh. Maybe it's on his story. Let's look at his story. No, bruh. Who would have it? Bleacher. Maybe Bleacher Report has it. Is there? No? Oh my god, bro. When was this? One day ago. Maybe they have it. But they just have the picture. Bro, who would have the video of him smacking him? Oh my god. I've seen it like 1,000 times on Instagram, bro. There's no way. NFL memes. Yeah, he probably has it. There it is. Thank you, NFL memes. Yeah, they just straight up and go, pulled him and just smacked him. We just punched him straight up. But context came out, okay? On Nightcap. Let's go to Nightcap. Ocho said yesterday that he had inside information that, bruh, how did it come out? Inside information that DK, is it this one?
Well, you know, I love to talk. I love a healthy exchange of pleasantries. You know, I don't know what it is with this era, but our era, I like going to play in Baltimore. I like going to play the Steelers. I like playing away. I like playing in chaotic, hostile environments. I enjoy the altercations back and forth. I love the exchanges of pleasantries with fans who are not part of the Bengals. Like, I like that. That's fun for me. There's really nothing you can say that get me angry, because before I get angry, I'm gonna tell you, ugly ass, I love you anyway.
I don't think, okay. Where is, oh, there it is.
What overshadowed the Steelers' victory was DK Metcalf being involved in an altercation with a fan at Ford Field during the second quarter. DK walked up to a fan, grabbed him by his shirt collar, pulled him closer, and then forcefully shoved him back.
I got word. I'm not condoning, putting your hands on a fan, but he did call him a racial slur. He called him the N-word, and he did call his mom a.
I think the guy was giving his side of it. He said all he did was call him by his government name. And I'm like, I'm sure a lot of people called him by, he's heard his government name called before. That's a strong overreaction.
What is DK's government name? Decline Zacharias. Okay. Or Decalen. Probably Decalen. Anyways, whole point is show y'all that.
For someone to call your government name and then you act like that, so I didn't put a whole lot of credence into that.
Another reason why fans are going to come out, especially Detroit Lions fans, they're not going to allow one fan to make the rest of us.
Why you hating, bae?
He said, we ain't got nothing to do with that.
Y'all gotta.
Why you hating, bae?
Why go to do that, to call somebody a racial slur? Why would you do that? That man walked right across that just cause you said his government name?
No. DK is going to have to deal with his.
Anyways, to wrap that up, yeah, like my girlfriend said. Context, he thinks he called him, actually, he says he called him a racial slur, and he called his mom that. So, obviously, like Ocho said, we're not condoning violence. Bro, fans are getting too comfortable, bro. Don't say something that you wouldn't say to him on the street, because he's gonna beat your ass, and we all know this, bro. He's gonna beat your ass. So it's like, bro, come on. So yeah, you shouldn't have punched him. And yeah, they're probably gonna give him. I think it's probably should be 1 game, to be honest. But we gotta find out, if it's true. I believe him, right? People are gonna say if it's true, if it's not, because then the guy said that the fan said that he called him by his full name, which is, yeah, he's gonna punch you in the face just because you call him his real name. Like, nah, bro. But I believe DK. He probably did call him a racial slur, and he probably did call him that. So I think it should have been just 1 game, and then that's a defense thing, bro. Like, fans, they find them, kick them out, ban them, whatever. But it's like, bro, you're getting too comfortable. Too comfortable. So just don't do that. It's bad. Bad for the game. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to wrap it up now because, that was all my talking points anyways. So thank y'all for tuning into the stream. We'll see y'all in the next one.